Arrowhead Pond and River Complex set the stage for the ultimate Southern California pool party. The world's best wakeboarders and jet sports racers are here and ready to rock in front of record-setting crowds. It's Jet Jam 97. Soak it up!
Ran 1,100 feet apart and just pumped it up full of water.
And we have some unbelievable athletes to take advantage of this newfound water.
Well, 20 of the best personal watercraft racers have been invited to compete this afternoon. Chris McCluggage, Manaru, and Jammin' Jeff Jacobs here. 7-time national, 6-time world champion, but a lot of the runabout ride.
And a fantastic little race course for the riders today.
Couple little interesting tricks in this course. First of all, the West Coast equalizer buoy down that lower right-hand corner. The second thing is the Plymouth Rock ramp jump that's going to be incorporated on the course. It's going to be an option section of the course, and it's actually going to shorten the course just a little. So a lot of riders are going to be looking forward to using that ramp, and it could tighten things up. Outside options still available if the riders choose to ride the buoys.
In the stand-ups and in the sit-downs, riders have the option of going around all the buoys or going over the jump. Right now, let's get it going with the Pro Ski Shootout.
And they're off. Jacobs gets a big hole shot. McCluggage and Flores rail going to the first turn, leaning hard on each other. And finally break it off and make that first turn. McCluggage with the advantage. And Victor Sheldon has a real hard time at the first turn. He goes down and he's back on his feet.
And here's Jammin' Jeff Jacobs out of El Cajon, California on that Reba-prepped Yamaha Superjet.
Jacobs working his way around the first turn, looking back second place. Manaru Kanamori third place. The Flying Fish Chris Fischetti. Kanamori, a former Japanese national champion. Fish, a many-time American champion. That they head right toward us down that front straightaway, and we get a good look at the jammer.
These racers are attaining speeds of up to 60 miles per hour in the straightaway.
Jammer working his way around the course, heading down through the option section of the course.
2 weeks ago, Jeff Jacobs claimed his 7th national title. He's also the 6-time world champion. 26-year-old Jeff Jacobs has simply been dominating the sport.
Jacobs, a master technician at working the buoys and the rough water as it churns up here on the Arrowhead Pond. Heads down that front straightaway.
You know, some of these riders have a lot of experience with one of the most important parts of the course, the Plymouth Rock ramp jump. Right there is Minoru Kanamori on that number 20 Kawasaki jet ski. In 1989, he won the ramp jump at the World Finals.
Third place right behind the Flying Fish, Chris Fischetti. Fischetti, a many-time national champ and world champion, lines up for the ramp jump. Has Kanamori in his sights right now. He's trying to set him up for the pass. Kanamori took the outside line. Fischetti to the inside. Fischetti completes the pass as he drops in right in front of Manaru Kanamori, takes second place.
Oh, I like the aggressive behavior of Fischetti going for the ramp jump and making it work for him.
Chris Fischetti, a master of the ramp jump, has used it in the past to gain some valuable knowledge about it. And earlier, Chris Fischetti explained to me just what you have to do.
When you're charging the ramp, it looks like just a big steep wall. You tend to want to weight the boat to the rear a little bit, be real smooth, real flat, real consistent with the trigger, and hopefully you get a real smooth patch of water right as you accelerate at the ramp, because the more acceleration you have at the ramp, hopefully the lighter the front of the boat is. So if you hit some bumps or some turmoil or some things like that, tends to veer the boat or point the nose down a little bit, and you might hit the ramp at the wrong angle, and that's usually the problem.
And right there you can see a real good explanation of the knowledge Chris Fischetti's earned in the past on how to use that ramp jump to your advantage.
It's a beautiful Southern California day here at the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim. One of the largest crowds ever to see a jet sports competition is on hand here at Jet Jam 97. In first place right now is Jeff Jacobs, second place Fischetti, and in third place Minoru Kanamori. Stay with us. Shootout is a little over halfway done. This is an interesting format here. It's 10 minutes of racing, and then after 10 minutes, the white flag goes up, and there's one more lap to go.
Jacobs around the buoy and heads down the front straightaway. Now there's the West Coast equalizer buoy down at the end of that course. Canamore and Fischetti have already used it. Jacobs and Flores have yet to use it. It looks like Jacobs has decided now's the time for him to pick up that equalizer buoy. He does, back on the course, and stays in the #1 spot.
Jeff Jacobs is in first place, followed by Flores in second, Fischetti in third, Canamore in fourth, and Chris McCluggage in fifth place right now in the Pro Ski Challenge.
And we take a look at McCluggage running in fifth place. Two-time national champion in the ski division, switched over a few years ago to runabouts. Hasn't spent much time on the skis. This boat, they just took one of his runabout motors, dropped it in this hull. Not really time to set up for it. Chris is just not on his game plan today, having a little bit of problem all over the race course, a little bit on this ski boat.
The racers are having a great time here. A lot of them haven't had that much experience or haven't used their stand-ups that much, but they're really going for it here. Look at this, two riders, back-to-back, neck and neck. That's Bonacci and Wild Bill Pointer going over the ramp together.
And Pointer picks up the position over the bomber, Tom Bonacci.
The water's getting a little bit rough here from all the activity.
The pond is only 5 feet deep. We take a look at second place, Rob Flores, about the Team Kawasaki, as he works his way up, and he's trying to challenge the jammer, Jeff Jacobs, for the #1 spot. And down goes Flores.
And has a big opportunity for Chris Fischetti to gain on Flores. Now remember, Flores has yet to go around the West Coast equalizer buoy.
Fischetti comes off the ramp jump one more time, closing in. Flores on the outside loop, trying to hold on to his spot. Fischetti coming right in, side by side. Oh, rubbing rails, and Flores holds on to the second spot as Fish goes down.
Oh, Flores had that inside spot, and Fish could not get around him. Fish has got to be looking for that second place position right now.
Fish all over Flores as they head down the front straightaway, running right in his backwater. Now they get a lap rider in between them. But Flores working his way around and heading up for the split section of the course one more time.
I'd like to see both these guys go over the ramp right now. They're really battling it out hard for that second place spot.
This time Rob Flores takes the inside track in the ramp jump. Fischetti goes to the outside. Fischetti looks like he's got a slight advantage as they head for the merge.
Oh, they're coming in tight. Fischetti! Can he get him? Yeah, he pulls right around Flores, and the crowd is loving it.
Flores bobbled slightly coming around that one yellow buoy, and Fischetti used it to perfection. Around him he goes. Chris Fischetti takes over second place.
Right now, the white flag is up. That means 10 minutes have gone by, and there's only one lap left here at Jet Jam 97's Pro Ski Shootout.
And the jammer, Jeff Jacobs, for the last time is heading down the backside of the course, lines up. The Plymouth Rock ramp jump, off he goes, and this one looks like it belongs to the jammer.
Looks like Jammin' Jeff Jacobs is going to take a victory here at Jet Jam 97. He has been dominating the stand-up class for his entire career. 7-time national champion coming away here with an easy victory.
The jammer across the finish line takes the #1 spot. A little reluctant to come to Jet Jam this year because of the grueling tour schedule, but I'm sure he's glad that he did. Chris Fischetti takes the second spot. Rob Flores picks up third.
Fischetti is the 1991 world champ in the stand-up division. Look at him right there. He's a consummate showman as he pulls his boat up onto the rocks for the crowd. And Rob Flores finished in third place. We'll be back in a moment to talk to our winner. Stadium was host to an expo for personal watercraft manufacturers and over 160 booths for general products and demonstrations. Car enthusiasts from all over California were on hand to participate and enjoy in the hot car and truck show. And for those into top quality car sound systems, there was a car and audio sound-off competition. The fun zone included games and rides for the whole family to enjoy, and right next door was the Slam Jam Beach Volleyball competition. If that was not enough, there were water stunt shows held throughout the day. And on the main stage, there were over 10 concerts, including Willie Nelson, Safaris, Dogstar featuring Keanu Reeves, Mike Love and Bruce Johnston of the Beach Boys, and my favorite, the Reverend Horton Heat. Racing, music, and fun. Jet Jam 97, truly the ultimate California pool bash. We're getting ready for wakeboarding action for the first time ever. Landing. Now he has to swim back to his board, put it back on, and it's all time. Only 3 minutes here in expression session format. Just did not get the extension that he needed. Normally, Parks can get 10, 15 feet of air on that, but not today. He needs big air, big extension, doesn't get it, lands hard, and goes totally forward out of the bindings. Yamaha turning around, picking Parks Bonifay up.
Champion Minoru Kanamori. You've got former national champion Chris McCluggage, former national world champion, defending champion at Jet Jam, the Flying Fish, Chris Fischetti. The action is going to be intense.
The races have went through a lot of qualifying rounds, and it's all coming down to this right now. The finals of the Pro Runabout here at Jet Jam.
And Dustin Farthing got a big jump off the line, and the red flags are coming out. And we're going to send this one back to the starting line. The officials have made a call, and Dustin Farthing has been ruled that he jumped the start. And that means he has to go back to the starting line. His boat will have the engine turned off. And we take a look right here again. Farthing off the line very, very quickly, but they ruled it was a jump start or a line barge. He's going to have to go back to the starting line and start dead engine.
It's a huge problem for Dustin Farthing. The start is so important. Dustin Farthing is in good position here to possibly get the overall title here at Jet Jam. And now everybody else is off the line, and there's Dustin way at the back, and now he finally starts. Can he overcome this difficult start?
Karine Paterel, the lady from France, grabs the #1 spot. Fischetti trying to pick up second. He's in a battle with Klippenstein and McCluggage, and Bonacci off the backside of the race course breaks.
Oh my, Bonacci's out of the competition, and there's no way he could possibly win the overall now.
That opens the door for all kinds of possibilities with Farthing starting in the back of the pack. But the lady in front from Beaucaire, France on the Fischetti rocket ship racing Sea-Doo is Karine Paterel, the #1 spot.
Let's take a look again at the start. Karine Paterel, coming from the pole position, takes full advantage of it and just stretches her lead out early. And check out Fischetti going for the 1 foot.
Chris Fischetti trying to show a little aerodynamic styling with that rudder hanging up inverted. Just a little styling and profiling for the crowd from the Flying Fish.
But how about Karine Paterel from France originally, now living in Lake Havasu City. She's a 2-time Pro-Am women's runabout world champion, but she's here with the men at Jet Jam, and she's in the lead.
Not only in the lead, but off the ramp. And McCluggage right behind her in hot pursuit. And as long as she takes that inside line off the ramp, she's taking the shortest route on the course. McCluggage can't get the pass. He's just going to have to figure out a way to set her up.
But Chris is in hot pursuit of the woman from France. But right now, McCluggage making an interesting move, going around the West Coast equalizer buoy early, and he does not lose a position. Very smart move for Chris McCluggage.
The equalizer buoy was an innovation by Phil Johnson, used from the Hot Water Tour in the early 90s.
Karine Paterel in the lead, followed by McCluggage and Fischetti. We'll be back after this. Sheldon took us for a lap around the track on his Kawasaki ZXi. Sit back and enjoy the view.
Karine Paterel continuing to show the way on the race course on the boat number 300, the rocket ship racing Sea-Doo. Second place still. McCluggage right behind her. He's not letting go. He's right there, but he can't figure out, Tony, what to do to get around this lady.
Well, I think it's a little bit deceiving because McCluggage has gone around the West Coast equalizer buoy and Paterel has not. So he's just sitting back and stalking Karine Paterel.
Take a look back at 5th place. That's boat number 2, the Kawasaki Team Kawasaki of Minoru Kanamori out of Kobe, Japan. And Tony, he's got some company.
Oh, it's Dustin Farthing taking him around that buoy. Dustin moving all the way up to 5th place.
Bernard Canamore last year a little disappointment, lost the national championship at Jet Jam, had a little reminiscent about the fun he's having here.
Going guys around, but you put him on the racetrack, and he's an animal.
An absolute tiger, and right there he proved it. He used the outside split that time to set up Farthing and pass him back. So now Farthing back to 6th place and out of the picture again. Canamore just fixing in the mix.
Right now, look at our leaders. Kareem Petrel over the ramp, followed closely by Chris McCluggage.
Kareem Petrel, a multi-time European champion, cut her teeth racing in her native France, came to the United States, high expectations a couple times at the World Championship, and fulfilled them, decided that she needed to make the move to the national tour in the U.S. and has done a successful job.
Kareem is putting it to all the guys right now here in the finals of Jet Jam 97, including this man, Chris McCluggage. He's a veteran at 23. Let's step back right now and meet the champion, Chris McCluggage.
You are looking at the man who is arguably the greatest racer ever to set foot on personal watercraft. That bold statement is based on the fact that no other racer has won as many national championships on all 3 styles of personal watercraft: stand-up, ski, sport, and runabout. Chris was destined for greatness from the beginning. By age 13, he was racing to win with a little creative numbers management regarding his age on the entry form. The minimum age to compete was 14.
Back when I started racing, the age was 14, but I was kind of impatient. Well, my dad was impatient, and he wanted me to start racing, and I was kind of unsure about it because I went to racing before and saw other people riding, and I didn't think I was as good as them. But he had a lot of confidence in me, and my confidence wasn't quite there for myself. So he kind of forced me to, you know, at the age of 13, and it came out good. I did really good. I got a 1st place there, and I was really happy. So he was happy, and we continued on, and he bought another ski for me. Back then I was racing 440s and 550s, but that was, you know, that's 10 years ago, 23 now.
If there's one thing Chris could never, ever be, it's a politician. Why? He actually speaks his honest opinion.
But, you know, IJSP has some gray areas a lot of times, and I believe this is one of them.
Oh, geez. What's up, bro? Gray-haired old man?
I'm not going to mention anybody, but they come over here with their big circus over here and get a big head. And
I believe, you know, everybody should have an opinion, and a lot of people are not opinionated, and I like to express myself, you know, whether sometimes it's something stupid I say, or sometimes, you know, it's something that's meaningful. And I believe, you know, everybody should have a say in something.
you know, he's really old. He's got to do stuff like this to keep up.
Some unacquainted with Chris might incorrectly label him as cocky or arrogant. The fact is, he has the spurs to back up any claim he makes. Starting racing at such a young age, it's only natural that his first nickname was the Kid. Now he goes by Chris, thank you. Just never, ever call him a loser.
McCluggage still in a strong number 2 position, right behind Kareem Petrel. We have the exciting conclusion of the Pro Runabout race here at Jet Jam 97 coming up, so don't go away.
In this competition, I said, what are you talking about? She said, you're not racing. I said, yes, I am, and I'm going to win the jet ski. And she said, as your doctor, I'm advising you not to, but if you win, when you do win, I want to get a ride.
Congratulations to all the celebrities in this year's Sea-Doo Celebrity Challenge. Oh, the crowd really enjoyed watching the celebrities ride their Sea-Doos. But now let's go back to the pros. As Kareem's cover, her front cowling cover, has come off her boat. Chuck, what is the reason for that?
Well, a lot of these race teams are using their race boats from the tour, and those are lightweight carbon fiber hulls that are designed for speed on the water. And that ramp jump has got to be brutal on those lightweight hulls. It could cause a lot of fracture damage to the underside of those hulls. And Tony, if they break up too much, they start taking on water and they go to the bottom.
And the oval track and the slalom, we didn't have this all year, so everything is new for everybody, and I think it's a very good event.
And Tony, some excitement builds here for the first time. Pat Terrell goes to the outside, McCluggage to the inside. McCluggage off the ramp, flies a great distance, lands it out. Pat Terrell down that inside buoy. McCluggage on the inside, shuts the door and takes the #1 spot.
McCluggage Klugich has been stalking Petrel the entire event, and there he is. He takes the lead, and the crowd is going wild.
The white flag comes out, 1 lap to go. Kareen decides now I have to take the West Coast equalizer buoy, but it's academic. Chris McCluggage is long gone.
And he's about to take the checkered flag. Chris McCluggage going over the jump ramp one last time, and he's got to be pleased with his performance. He had problems with his boat earlier in the weekend, but he's taking it here when it counts in the finals.
McCluggage takes the checkered flag, but he doesn't even realize it yet. He's continuing on around the race course. He thinks this race is still going on. Paterell picks up the 2nd place finish. Bichetti comes across right behind her in 3rd. But the Mac is still going around the race course, thinks this race is still happening, making his way down around the outside part of the race course, makes that big turn, takes a look over, and the red flag up. Now the Mac Attack realizes this race is over, and he's got the win.
Chris McCluggage is the closed course champion here at Jet Jam 97. He salutes his pit crew, he salutes the crowd, and we'll be back in a moment with our winner. Tony Finn along here with Chuck Kuntz. You know, Chuck, an unbelievably exciting race here in the runabout division with Chris McCluggage going large and just clamping it over the ramp and taking the lead, eventually winning from Kareem Petrell. Kareem Petrell, happy too, and giving Chris that old congratulations. Let's go down to Chuck in the pits.
Thanks, Tony. Down here in the pits with the winner, Chris McCluggage. And Chris, a super job out there on that course, man. You rode hard. Kareem Petrell stayed in front of you, gave you everything you could ever want to try to pull off the big win.
Yeah, Chuck, she didn't go to the extra buoy early in the race. I went to it, I think, on the 4th lap, and it seemed to pay off, but I passed her actually before she went and took it. I just kept it clamped over the jump that one time, and it paid off.
Tough course out here. This course is nice and small and tight. It makes it real tough for passing. You've really got to concentrate hard to set a rider up.
Yeah, but the IJSBA, you know, put their heads together this year and came up with some good solutions to that. They got this extra buoy. They put the ramp jump in, and it adds some excitement for the crowd. And better yet, I was on a Yamaha GP760, and obviously the results show what boat's the best.
Well, Chris McCluggage has shown what he can do out here on the water. We've had a great time at Jet Jam. Tony, back up to you.
The winner in the overall division was Dustin Farthing, taking the slalom competition hands down, but in the closed course competition, Dustin Farthing came from last place with the dead edge and start to finish in 4th place, and that was enough to bring him the overall victory here at Jet Jam. Right now, Chuck's in the pit area with our winner.
Down here with a micro missile, Dustin Farthing. Dustin, a 1st and 2 fourths gets you the overall championship at Jet Jam.
Yeah, I guess consistency is the key. That's what everybody says, and that's what makes the national tour too. So that's what I needed all year. And I had the whole shot in that first race right there, and they called me for jumping. I don't know what the deal was with that. I think they were a little off, but that's what happened. And I came back from the back to still get the overall.
Tough course out there, and it's tough to pass, yet you're able to pick off all the positions you need and go from the back of the pack to 4th place.
Yeah, that jump, you know, helped out some. There was a lot of people messing up, and I was just trying to keep it on through the split. And West Coast Sea-Doo, my dad, everybody's got my boats running. Tim Norton, everybody's put in some long hours, my mechanics, and everything's been good.
Well, he's got the overall championship to take home from Jet Jam 97. Can he come back and repeat it again in 98? Down from the pits, back to you, Tony.
Well, there's a lot of racers that hope Dustin Farthing does not repeat in 98, but the fan support here has been incredible. Now we leave you with a look at the Yamaha Super Jump Ramp competition. For Chuck Kuntz, I'm Tony Finn. We'll see you next year at Jet Jam 98.